Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna be talking about these Aliexpress Star Wars The Black Series Phase 2 Clone Troopers bootlegs. Now, there was a time when bootlegs of all kinds of action figures looked nothing like the originals, and the differences were obvious. But in recent few years, those things have changed, especially when we are talking about the Black Series. Now, if you guys don't know, AliExpress is an online site, something like eBay, where you can find a lot of authentic, original action figures, but also you can find a lot of these bootlegs or custom, or however you want to call them, action figures. I have to say that I'm not cheering for these bootlegs and their production, but they do exist, and I wanted to show you guys how they look. Is their quality good? How similar or how different they are than the original, and are they worth the money? Now, each of these that you see here are bootlegs, and each costs around $20. Sometimes you can find them for less, sometimes you can find them for a little bit more, but all of them are in that price range of $20 US. Now, all of these that you see here have their original counterparts except for one, and that is this guy here in the middle. We also have this 501st Clone Trooper, and this is another one that you can't find as the original, but instead you have this bootleg option to army build 501st. This is a blank body of Phase 2 Clone Trooper, and that is something that Hasbro still didn't give us in this line. They did announce it as a pipeline reveal, but at the time of recording this video, this figure still doesn't exist as an official figure in the Black Series line. So that's interesting. As far as I remember, this is the first time that a bootleg figure exists before the original. So let's take a look at this guy. It's a standard mold for Phase 2 Clone Trooper body. Everything is painted really well, even this black stripe that goes around the head. The whole sculpt is there, even on the legs. It is the same mold. The articulation is the same as on the original. Arms go up, and this is a softer plastic. There is no bicep swivel, but the arm goes 360. We do get a pinless single jointed elbow that bends this much, up and down on the wrist and in and out on this side. There is of course a swivel in the torso and a movement the same as on the original, and then the legs go out or forward this much and back this much. It's hindered here by the armor, and then out or to the side they go this much. A single bend at the knee, and this is a softer plastic on the knee armor, and then at his feet he does have a hinge that goes this far to the front and this far to the back. And then of course we have that ankle pivot that we used to with all of these Clone Trooper figures. As far as I can tell, everything looks the same as on the original body of these Clone Troopers. And it's funny that even to a point on a detail like this, you can see here that it says 2020 Hasbro copyright and then China. So it's really hard to tell the difference between these figures that are so-called bootlegs and the originals. For example, here is the 13th Battalion Clone Trooper, and this is a bootleg. And then here is the original. So, original, bootleg. Now, what I can say from the look of it, when I see it not through the camera but in person, these figures are practically the same. There are maybe some differences in the shades of this mustard color, and I don't know if the original is maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah, I would say that the original is maybe a little bit bigger, and yeah, there is a difference of this mustard color. Here it is how these guys look from the back. So there are some small differences in the way that this is painted, but it's almost the same. When you don't see them side by side, you would think that they are 100% identical. But here now you see that there are some small differences, but on the other hand, those differences in terms of the way that paint is applied on the figure, those small differences can exist even from one original to the other. But for what it is, for the articulation, for the look, accessories, all of it, these look practically like the originals. And I have to say that there is, out of all of these Phase 2 clone troopers that Hasbro gave us, there is only one that cloners didn't make a bootleg version. And that is this Camino trooper. This is the guy that is original and that you can't find a bootleg of this figure. Here we can compare Camino trooper to this shock trooper. And again, if you ignore the color, they are so close, right? The size is practically the same, the quality of paint, everything looks crisp. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, these look really, really good. And each of them comes with this standard smaller blaster that we always get with clone troopers, and with this larger rifle that we also usually see in the Black Series line. All in all, I think that for what they are, these clones look really, really good. I actually recently saw a video here on YouTube, and I think if I can find it, I will link it down in the description of this video. But someone actually tested the plastic and paint of these figures, just so that he can see if the paint and the plastic of these bootlegs is toxic. And his test showed that this plastic is fine. There is no danger. So if you are a collector who can't find originals of these Phase 2 clone troopers, it's really hard to find them because on eBay their prices are extremely high. I would say that this is much cheaper and affordable solution if you don't mind them not being official releases. Each of us chooses what to do with our money, and it is what it is. These figures exist. You can get them for affordable price if you want it. All you need to do is go on Aliexpress and type in Black Series Clone Trooper and they should pop out. It shouldn't be hard to find them. Yeah, the figures look good. They are practically the same as the originals. You do have the option of buying the clean Phase 2 Clone Trooper that Hasbro still didn't release. Yeah, I mean, these Ahsoka Troopers, the originals, go for crazy prices, and so you can get them this way. Their articulation is great, nothing is falling off. Sometimes some joints can be loose, but that's something that can happen with the originals as well. So that's all I wanted to say, all I wanted to show you in this video. Tell me what you think. I would really like to hear your opinions on these. If some of you guys bought these, what are your experiences with these? What are your thoughts on the fact that these even exist? Let me know down in the comments. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.